Story 1. My son is your children's father, and there's nothing you can do about that. This is the exact quote my former MIL screamed at me in my own driveway back in 2006. Her worthless, meth addict son literally hid behind her. My girls were 3 and 6, and my fiancé had already taken them inside. What set her off was hearing my kids call him dad. We hadn't taught them to do that. They just started doing it because her precious son only saw them 4 or 5 times a year. So, I had this garbage excuse for a human who had his mommy fighting his battles, who didn't answer his phone when I called, didn't work or pay child support, and didn't even know our youngest daughter's birthday or how to spell our oldest child's middle name. Then I had my fiancé, this sweet, kind-hearted man who fell in love with me and my girls, who said to me when he proposed, "Those girls deserve a dad, and I want to be it." This guy wanted the job. So why should I keep dealing with that fool and his jackass mother? I replied to her, "Nothing I can do about it." Huh? I guess we'll see about that. That was the last time she saw my kids. I never called her son again and stopped answering her phone calls. It's amazing how quickly he disappeared when I stopped forcing him to do his job. My fiancé and I married that fall. We filed adoption papers after Christmas. My ex didn't contest it. He didn't show up in court. His mother showed up on my doorstep on Easter, but my husband told her to leave. My children are 20 and 17 now. They don't know my ex. In 14 years, they have not seen or heard from him. No phone calls or birthday cards. No social media requests. If he walked by them on the street, he would be just another guy to them. He's been completely erased from my children's lives. He does not exist to them. He is not their father. So yeah, I guess there was something I could do about it. Comment 1. He may have been their father, boy, but he wasn't their daddy. Comment 2. The hilarity of it is that technically, aside of keeping her crazy ass away from you and yours, you didn't really do anything. Her precious son phased himself out as a father of his own volition by literally not doing anything. Comment 3. She did you a favor that day. Sometimes giving up on a situation wholly is the hardest thing. Story 2. My ML refers to my unborn baby as her daughter. So, I'll admit, I snooped a little. I know, it's none of my business. But I came across a text my ML sent to my husband for his 30th birthday, and it really got to me. In the message, she referred to my husband as their little baby forever, saying that no matter how old he gets, he'll always be their baby. Then she went on to mention that he'd understand this better once her baby girl, meaning our daughter, who's still in my womb, is born. Honestly, it hit me in a way I wasn't expecting. First off, she called our baby her daughter, not even our daughter, but her daughter. And second, there wasn't a single mention of me in the text. Nothing like, "We're so excited for you and your wife," or "looking forward to seeing you happy with your family." It was all about her and my husband, and it felt a little isolating. I haven't said anything to anyone about it, but I just feel really sad. My husband is her only child, and she's never had a daughter, so I get that this might be hitting her hard, but it still doesn't sit right with me. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I'm not sure. What should I do? Comment 1. She didn't refer to your baby as her daughter. She used the word baby girl. As far as I know, many grandparents do that, and it doesn't mean anything is wrong with them or they are trying to be controlling. The text was directed to your husband for his birthday. She doesn't need to mention you. She just told him that children will remain children to their parents no matter how grown up they are. Seems legit to me. I honestly don't see anything wrong with that message. Comment 2. Every time I see a post like this, I flash back to being pregnant and my mother saying, "How's my baby?" We were getting my youngest brother fitted for his year 12 formal outfit, and I said, "Well, I guess he's fine over there in his suit." She said condescendingly, "You know what I mean." "Oh," I said. "You mean me?" She looked at me and I said, "Or do you mean MY baby? Your grandbaby? That's what you mean." Honestly, it was so petty of me, but it was driving me mad. Comment 3. You need to get on the same page with your husband on it. Right now, your ML is looking at you as an object and not a person. You need to nip that shit in the bud immediately. Anytime she says my daughter, you and your husband need to correct her and say no, your granddaughter. She is our daughter, DH and you. It will get worse if you don't start with the boundaries now. Story 3. MIL trying and failing at expanding her control. It feels a little mean to be so happy about this, but honestly, it really made my day. It's hard not to feel a bit of satisfaction, because this is all just classic behavior from her, wanting to be in control, keeping up appearances, and always feeling superior. Lately, my so has been having several confrontations with his mother as he begins to break free from the FOG, fear, obligation, guilt. Their communication has dropped significantly, and her attempts to control him are failing more and more. So now, she's shifting her focus onto other people. She's always seen herself as the ultimate authority, as if her opinions on everyone's life are the only ones that matter. When she didn't feel like she had ownership over someone, she'd back off for a bit, but of course, she'd still talk about them behind their backs. But I guess that's not enough for her anymore. Recently, Esso's cousin sent a polite message in the family group chat, explaining that he and his wife wouldn't be able to attend a family member's birthday because they already had plans for his own birthday celebration. It was as kind and respectful as possible. But of course, Emile had to make a scene. She immediately questioned him in the group chat. When he clarified that it was because he'd already planned his own celebration, she couldn't just let it go. Her response? Well, you could just not celebrate your birthday for once. And do you know what his reply was? A laughing emoji. That's it. No long message, no argument, just a little laughing emoji, probably because he knows how ridiculous she sounds. But she still wasn't done. She followed up, asking if they really weren't coming. And silence. No more replies from him or anyone else. I'm sure she ran off to complain about him to whoever would listen, but this time, I think everyone's just tired of her drama. His cousin is one of the most well-liked family members, and I'm sure no one's going to take her side on this. Oh, and for some context, Esso's cousin is 38, lives with his wife on the other side of the country, or maybe they've already moved abroad, and he's the one who usually organizes big birthday events for himself. So, the idea of him not celebrating his own birthday because Emile says so? Ridiculous. Comment 1. Interesting that birthday celebrations are both super important that everyone must attend, but also so meaningless and insignificant that she suggests someone must skip their own. Which is it, Emile? Also such a good example of why less is best with these kind of people. Any explanation will be argued with, and you can't reason with them. Good on cousin for not responding further. I can tell Emile was on her way to a guilt trip. Comment 2. My Estelle spied on me for Emile when I am in C with ML and my husband was working out of state. I obviously ceased contact for the most part with Estelle when I found out. At the end of my husband being gone, I messaged Estelle about whether an item taking up space at my house was hers, so it could be returned, and she said no, and then asked if I was okay. I said yeah. Why? And she said because her brother had been gone. He was gone 5 months. She asked the week before he returned if I was okay, lol. I liked the message. It was a big FU that didn't have to look like one. No response is a response, but leaves room for some doubt. Flaunting that you aren't going to engage is hilarious. Your cousin's laughing emoji is far better, but I think I will utilize the technique more. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.